The inception of my life commenced in profound silence, accompanied with jubilation of something most beautiful, which I have never heard. Congratulations, Mr. Pandey, for the son. But unfortunately, my ears were never been there for listening it. As I was busy looking here and there, understanding the things like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's so cool. Of course, the words were not used, but the mentality and thinking was like this only. 3 years ago, you can see a cute little child. He's have a cute smile and he's carrying innocence and of course that curiosity. Might be wondering what he might be thinking. Of course, something mischievous. Again, boom. This time's 8 years. A young, charming boy, this time's riding the bike without any license. He's surely a video game lover. And of course, a Roger Federer lover too. He has a dream to win Wimbledon against his idol. Of course, Roger Federer. That clearly means that he's a tennis player. But the thing which is similar is that innocence and that curiosity which he's still handling. Now, last time. Boom. This time to the present timeline, where you can see a dashing young boy, either in the last photo or on the stage too. This boy still carries that innocence and curiosity, but this time something is there in his mind. It can be either good or even something bad. Means he's understanding the world. And of course that mindset too, that mischievous mindset. Now as we have completed this time travel, let's come down to the introduction and the revelation of my glorious purpose. I'm a 16-year-old navigating the intricate tapestry of adolescence. It's a very harsh words. But for simplicity, let's start with a quote from one of the most biggest and impactful Polish writer, Stanislaw. Yeah, he's one of the biggest personality in the Polish history. He says that youth is a gift of nature, but age is a work of art. This line tells that what a teenage journey have. A lot of twists, a lot of turns. In my case, it also has the same. A lot of amount of twists and turns, with challenges and of course a gigantic rewards too. So let's see how a teenager is created. Being yourself. In a world that urges conformity, it's important to embrace the individuality. But as we know, it's not an easy task. In my case, I have solace and strength in being true to myself. My STEM pursuits and spending hours on the tennis court. So let me do this. Let me give an idea. That give me an idea for working on it. Give me the strength that I can be myself, not being someone else. Yeah, I can be inspired, but not being someone totally anyone else. And that's a thing which you all should also do, because it's the thing which actually makes you better. Now, a thing which most of the teenagers are liking it, but actually afraid of it. Passion. Discovering and nurturing passion is a vital aspect in teenage life. In my case, I found my peace and my passion in STEM pursuits to spending hours on the tennis court and of course watching cricket and sometimes playing too. But the thing which actually inspired me a lot are the individuals you can see on the screen. These individuals does not need any introduction, I guess. But just for the formality, the first man, one of the most exceptionally talented and powerful entrepreneur that India have ever seen. He is the reason of millions of smiles of the people of India, as he is one of the biggest producer of employment. Shri Ratan Tata. This name says that how big he is. Let's move on. So one of the exceptionally talented personality. He's on the planet. The greatest scientist, the former president, the missile man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He's the reason of my STEM pursuits. He totally inspired me at what science can do, what you can achieve from it, and what you can actually learn from it. Third guy is something who is totally close to God himself. The god of cricket, the master blaster, the man who holds most of the records in the batting history, Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar, the 90s fever. He's a nightmare of the most of the legendary bowlers like Shoaib Akhtar, Shane Warne, and many more. And there is no need of introduction that why his teenage life was so much important to creating him one of the most legendary batsmen and cricketer we have ever seen. Last but not the least, the global icon, the king of Bollywood, the Badshah himself, Shah Rukh Khan, SRK. I don't think so there is much need that why he is so much talented and why the people love him. You all know him better than me also. But the thing which connects them and actually make me something understand, keeping aside their hard work, their planning and their mentality, is the belief they have. Believe on their passion, believe on themselves, believe that they can do anything, believe that they do not need someone else always on their side to do something. Now let's move to something which is always constant in our life. Yeah, it's always constant. Challenge, problems. From your teenage life to your old ages, it's always there. But in the teenage journey, teenage life is much more harder, as it is your first attempt to this thing. It is the first time the teenagers felt it, that yeah, it's a problem, how we'll deal with it. Most of us change our past and let's take another part, we will work on that. Let's just forget it. But the best thing which we can do in this time, we can face it. We can do something. We can try out. It can be that we fail, but we can try it out. And I guarantee you, by trying it continuously, you can actually achieve it. You can solve the challenge, and when you will end it, you will have a mindset that, yeah, it was easy. Why was not doing it? And this mindset give you a confidence and actually give you a sense that you can solve any challenge in your life. One challenge that I solved, and that's too much close to my life, the creation of Project Alsace. Its full form is Landslide Surveillance and Aid Systems. Just for short, the most important word which you listen in this full form was landslide. I think so most of us know what's landslide. And this project actually become a predictive toolkit for this. It predicts the landslides that when it will be occurring or not by using the slope stability model. If the slope is stable, then it say, oh, there is no problem, you can work on there. But if the slope is unstable, it will tell you that there is a chance of landslide. Just evacuate everything. And this thing actually creates a big point because recently Silkyar event happened. I think so most of us know about it. It was a horrible event, but it can be prevented. Not that the landslide would never occur, but the people who suffered there, that thing can be prevented by using these types of tools. Not just that conclude that it can prevent landslide, but one more thing which is conclude is that if a teenager wills something, tries something, execute his solution, so what he cannot do? He can solve a real life problem like I did for the landslides. Same you can do too. Of any other problem which you think it's very big and no one is taking it seriously, but it's important to do anything about it. Now something which is not easy, neither hard. It's complex and tricky. It's something which does not have any general perspective. Nothing general info can help you. Not a Google search too. I've tried my best. And even if you tried it, you will just get some things which can never be true in any of your relationship status. Not in your friendships or not even your parents. Because as we all know, relationships are something which is either the strongest thing you have or even the weakest thing. Yeah, it can be the weakest thing also. And that's not at all good. So, for that, what should we do? This is a big question. The answer is very simple, but it needs a lot of your work, personal aspects. Working on your personal things, thinking that what should I do, but at a personal level. In my case, I have shared a lot of setbacks in this field, but it ended up with success, and the reason was simple. When I think it about in a personal level. Now a thing which most of us do not do. Setting goals, or of course chasing them is a totally different thing. But the first thing, do we set a goal? Most of our teenagers do or not. Is anyone who has set his goal by himself? It's good. It's totally good. But majority of us do not do it. And the reason is because we think that it's not our work. Sometimes our parents do it. Sometimes society do it. Sometimes the person sitting our back or sitting just aside us do it. But not us. And that's not a good at all thing. Because if we do not set a goal, we can never chase it. And it's important. In my case, I have a goal that I want to explore this world. Do something for this world. Slightly or something which is larger too. In my case, I've done some projects and of course some volunteerings for this thing. And you can do it. But first, you need to set a goal. And that's totally yours. Not from anyone's total influence. But from your aspects. Your viewpoint, your eyes, and your aspects. Now if we move further, so it's a thing which is a big problem in the recent years. Of course, due to something which we should not talk. And that's the emergence of digital era and suppressing the real world too. And we all know it can never be done that we support a single world. It can neither be done that we work on the digital world or cannot even not be done that we work on the real world just. So what we should do? A very small word comes here. Balancing. Balance it. But how? That's a big point. How will we balance it? Simple. Work on yourself, understand yourself, and then design it. That I need to do some things in here, and then I also want to do something in here. You need to manage the both worlds in the same timeline. And if you do that, I guarantee you can get better results than you are getting at this time. Now a thing most of us do not do. Supporting the community. In working for totally ourselves, we forgot that we should do something for the community too. Yeah? Is there anyone who is thinking that he will do something for the community? Yeah, I see few hands. That's good. Because it's a big need for us. Because if we do something to the community, that's a big point. Because the community which have brought us in this world, it's important that we work for them. And if we not, that's really not a good thing. So we should try something, a slightly or a big or a larger than that, but something that we can contribute to the world. Not in the just we are thinking, not just in the adult time, but the teenage also. In my case, as I mentioned, I am building a LSAS project, and that's a thing which I like to give to the society. Now something which most of us wants to do, but not. Like when we are hearing this talk, you are understanding it, you are loving, I think so you are loving to it. That yeah, we will do this, we will do that. We are planning 1,000 things in your minds. But after getting to your homes, do we actually do that? We actually work on it? Do we take any action actually? Action is a very important word. But we actually do something on it. Do we take a pure, powerful action? Like building up, like going home and creating a plan and then working on it continuously. Most of us do not do it. But we should do actually. Because the teenage community which we have is doing a lot of legendary works. But it's isolated to it's totally isolated to one body only. Most of the teenagers do not do it. Most of us are just working on their academic levels, and when it comes to the extracurricular or anything else, they just say, we will do it, but not for now, and not for now, and not for now. And as the time passes, and the action has never been taken. Sometimes it's like we are afraid of it that we will do it and it will never succeed. But the thing which we should do, and which with these lines, I like to conclude my talk too. That whether it's slightly funny, but it's too important. Try, but actually never cry. Thank you.